My name is Stefan Engeseth, and I'm here with Chris Fallows. And I want to ask some quick questions about your work with wake and sharks. I admire your photos. I've seen your documentaries, and they're fantastic.
Thank you very much.
Yeah. So I'm wondering how did you discover your passion for sharks?
Well, I've been very lucky. From the age of 2, I had a father who was a wildlife photographer. So I used to go to all of Southern Africa's great game reserves as a little boy and fell in love with animals very easily, as you can imagine. And then when we moved to Cape Town when I was 13, that interest for the bush quickly turned towards an interest for the sea. And I've always liked predators. I don't like seeing things die, but I like things that hunt, as crazy as that sounds. And I quickly fell in love with the sharks, and I started work with a local group of fishermen who at the time were killing the sharks. And through an educational process, I got them to put the sharks back. And one day we caught a little great white in the nets at Muizenberg, which is where I live. And I took the information of the animal that I tagged and put back to a group who had just started working with him at Gansbaai. And they offered me a job, and I spent 4 years as a volunteer there. And got great practical experience of working with these sharks. And then I did research into Seal Island, False Bay, and I didn't have any money. So I took a little 3.5 meter inflatable boat, and then I went out to Seal Island from the shore, and I dragged a life jacket, a small yellow life jacket behind the boat, and got a breach. And yeah, it was amazing. And then about 20 minutes later, got another breach, and I thought, gee, this is unbelievable. And so Rob, who was my partner at the time, he and I started saving up, and we eventually bought a slightly bigger boat, started taking out a few people, and eventually somebody told a film crew, and a film crew came out with us, and they got a bit of footage, and then suddenly National Geographic and Discovery Channel and the BBC and everybody wanted to come out, and that's how our whole little business started.
That's fantastic.
Yeah, but I've always loved animals first and foremost. The photography came as a result of working with animals, and I would stop taking photos a lot sooner than I would ever stop looking at animals. Without the animals, there's no real interest for me.
All right, so that's your passion.
I love nature.
Yeah.
Birds, seals, sharks, dolphins, anything that's alive. I love.
Really. And it feels like when we were on the boat today, it feels like it's a good way to be alive at.
Yeah, it is. When you're with nature, you learn so many lessons how tough it is to survive in the wild. When you've got something that hunts you, you have to adapt, and you can't be fat, you can't be slow, you can't be too stupid, and nature is a tremendous equalizer. There's always a balance. There's a balance. The predator has got strengths and the prey's got strengths, but there's a remarkable balance, and humans could learn a lot about balance from nature, not taking too much, not wanting too much, just surviving on what you really need.
And since you've been studying marketing and business, do you see there's a connection between how sharks develop their strategies and how corporations can do that?
Yeah, absolutely. In all forms of nature, you see similarities to business in that the ones that work the hardest, the ones that put the most effort into hunting, are the ones that are most successful. And in nature, nothing survives without hard work. I think it's the same in marketing and the same in business. You get out what you put in,